This video is about Amazon reverse ASIN lookup, and specifically we'll be talking about the tool provided by Seller.Tools. It's called R2A, Real Reverse ASIN Lookup tool, and my guest is Troy Johnston, the co-founder of this software. And if you would like to test Seller.Tools software, check the links below and then discount code in the description of this video as well. Also at the top and in the description you will find links to other videos we did with Seller.Tools where you can see the walkthrough demo, and we did few other videos featuring their tools and features. So, and before you continue watching this video, don't forget to subscribe below to the YouTube channel of Orange Klik. Click that notification bell. And here we talk with different Amazon experts, software providers, and also event organizers. Hello, Troy. It's nice to have you here. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us what Seller.Tools do and how does it help Amazon sellers?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. So my name is Troy Johnston. If you haven't seen me before, I started selling on Amazon in about 2014. So it's been about 6 years now. Built, scaled, and sold a brand, have started a number of others, consulted and advised for FBA sellers. And now what I focus on with Seller.Tools is empowering sellers through unique features, advanced solutions, really sort of giving them a competitive advantage with sort of a unique set of tools all in one suite, but really still thinking about what can you do next? Not that beginner, not doing the same step over and over again, but what's steps 2, 3, 4, and 5 as you want to grow to 7 and 8 figures. As fortunately, our team at Seller.Tools, we all have kind of a track record of doing that. And so that's where these tools have come from, is things that we want and need. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today.
All right. So yeah, today we'll talk about your new keyword research tool, which is called R2A, which is basically reverse ASIN lookup, right? So I'm excited to have you and to present R2A, and let's jump to your screen.
Absolutely. Great. Let's do it. I'm here in my account, and as Augustus, as you alluded to, we have released R2A, our new keyword research tool, really aiming to focus on what we saw as, again, things that we wanted as sellers, what's going to give us a competitive advantage, and what was sort of missing out there with sort of keyword research of the masses, for lack of a better phrase. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into R2A, one of a number of features that we have, and a few others that really do still focus on keyword research, things like last search, sort of seed keyword research, sort of auto suggest on steroids, as we like to call it, keyword insights if you want to see sales by keyword as we estimate that. But R2A, again, kind of our new release of revamping reverse ASIN, R2A standing for that real reverse ASIN. Really, again, our take on what's a more advanced way to conduct keyword research. So what I want to share with you is kind of the workflow of how to leverage this tool. You're going to see how streamlined this is, how straightforward it is. It is very beginner friendly. Somebody who's just starting out, understanding the importance of keywords on Amazon as they make up the real estate, and they're really the cornerstone of visibility. So you can actually generate revenue on Amazon. But let's go ahead and walk through what this workflow looks like. One thing to keep in mind, my product for example purposes is going to be a hyaluronic acid serum, product I used to sell many years back. But we'll walk through what a workflow can look like by utilizing R2A. So the first thing we're going to do is select products. We're going to add in our keyword. Now, a great way to start with this is our main or master keyword. Again, my product being hyaluronic acid serum, a product that often runs into misspellings. It's a saturated space. It has a lot of complementary products, vitamin C serum as an example, that it competes with. So it really serves as a great example for walking through this workflow. So we'll add in our main keyword. We'll run a search. Keep in mind, since I'm screen sharing, it might take a little bit of time, but what it's doing is it's going out to Amazon. It's finding, okay, what relevant results against that keyword for who really amounts to my top competitors, since I'm selling this product. So let's take a look at some of these results. We've got the ranking here in order of these ASINs. So again, these are highly visible products for that keyword. These are really who I'll be competing against to win that visibility. And then you also see on the far right here, the BSR. So again, 2 performance metrics that we can prioritize our top competitors. Now, intuitively, if I'm working through this, sort of in a streamlined fashion, I'm saying, okay, my top highly ranking, number 1, 2, 3, 4, top ASINs, I want to add them to my reverse ASIN search because I want to figure out how are my top competitors winning? What keywords are they winning? How are they performing? I want those insights to inform my keyword research. So I'm going to select, let's see here, make sure that they are direct competitors. I'm going to pick the top 8 ASINs. Yeah, look and see if, let's see if I scroll back up. Looks like number 9 is a 3-pack, so not really a direct competitor. So 8 is perfectly fine. I can run up to 10. I can run up to 12 top competitors in this search. But I'm going to focus on 8. I'm going to dial that in a little bit and say, okay, top 8, let's see how they're doing. Let's see what keywords that they're ranking for. Confirm that selection. It's going to add it to my R2A search. And then I'm going to go ahead and run that search. And so R2A has gone out, done all the heavy lifting, reviewed these listings, and tried to see what sort of relevant data I can view here now as part of my R2A. So I can see my target ASINs again. Those ASINs that I've searched, they're visible here. I can hover over them to take a look at those main images. And then a breakdown of the results, the keywords from running a real reverse ASIN, relevant data done here in real time to see the total number of keywords that these target ASINs rank for, organic keywords. Now that's going to be the same as total. So the number of keywords that they organically rank for, the total number of sponsored keywords that are detected for these target ASINs, the number of AMZ report card keywords. So what that entails, AMZ report card is really synonymous with Amazon suggested. So that's that PPC data. That's Amazon sort of describing an ASIN in keyword form. And then finally, brand analytics keyword. This is often a big missing piece, whether you don't have brand analytics, your tools don't utilize brand analytics, you're sort of keeping that major piece of the puzzle. You're almost missing the puzzle altogether without taking into account that really high authority data that is brand analytics. So we've incorporated that into R2A to ensure that your reverse ASIN search is really emboldened. There's no missing pieces. There's nothing that you're left without. Or in another scenario, maybe just done inefficiently, where you're doing your keyword research and then you're comparing it to brand analytics data. So a healthy amount of keywords that are in brand analytics from this reverse ASIN search. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down because we can take a look at the keywords themselves and see how this data is presented. So we've got each row representing each keyword. We've got the search volume for each respective keyword. Accurate search volume coming from us at Seller.Tools. The number of competitors, not rounded off, not estimate, a true defined number of competitors coming directly from Amazon. So we have visibility there. Brand analytics, again, coming into play to let you know, okay, in terms of the best data coming directly from Amazon, what is the search frequency rank for a given keyword? Now, Augustas, as we know, a lower search frequency rank in brand analytics, it's very similar to BSR. Lower, higher demand is essentially how that translates at the keyword level. Then we have the average keyword rank. This takes the average keyword rank for those target ASINs for this given keyword. So it'll take those 8 and say, okay, where are they ranking? And then average those out. We also have the best keyword rank. So of those target ASINs, which one is achieving the best keyword rank and what is that keyword rank? So we've got 21st place here as well. Sponsor density. So how many of those target ASINs are detected running a sponsored ad for that keyword? How many for AMZ report card density are showing up in Amazon suggested data? So again, this is how Amazon describes a listing in keyword form. How many of our target ASINs are showing up for that suggested data or AMZ report card? And then rank density. Now, this is definitely my favorite column when it comes to looking at, okay, if a keyword's important, it's most likely the top competitors are all ranking for it. That density is kind of indicative of relevancy and something I need to keep tabs on for that particular keyword.
Sorry, could you explain what does it mean rank density? Or more in details, what does it mean 1/8?
So that means of all of those 8 ASINs, only one ranks for that keyword.
Okay.
So for me, and I know that this is a branded keyword, that's sort of indicative of the fact that the demand is there, it's in brand analytics, but is it relevant to my product? Rank density is kind of pointing to, well, probably not. It may not be as relevant to my audience when they're seeking out and trying to find my product.
So you choose the one which has more products ranking for the keyword?
Ideally, yeah, you want a higher rank density. And my shorthand, I can share kind of my workflow. The way that I approach R2A is I'll take my top competitors. So whether that's 8, 10, 12 competitors, I'll then take rank density and say, okay, I want a majority. So if I'm looking at 10 ASINs, I want 5 or 6 of those 10 that are ranking for that keyword. And then I'll prioritize it by brand analytics. So I get relevancy from a higher rank density, and then I get prioritization from the best data in the form of brand analytics. And that shorthand that cuts through about 95% of keyword research I see out there, where you're maybe not informing enough on the relevancy side, or you're prioritizing based on maybe stale search volume, inaccurate search volume, and not including really the best data in terms of brand analytics. Really powerful to be able to have that there. So then we've got match type. Now this is another really cool shorthand where what we look at, and you can see how it's illuminated, is it's a BAS. Is that keyword in brand analytics? If it is, the B gets highlighted. Is it detected? Is one of the ASINs detected in AMZ suggested or Amazon report card results? If so, that A is illuminated. And then finally, if a sponsored ad was found for any one of the target ASINs. It's another great way of, we break out density in a number of different columns, but if we want to filter out those keywords that are showing all 3, where they meet, again, the best data in terms of brand analytics, they're showing up in PPC or Amazon suggested data, and then a target ASIN is running a sponsored ad. So one of these target ASINs is saying, hey, this keyword's important to me, I'm going to run an ad. Well, then that may be an indication of something where you want to, at least on your radar, you want to be tracking your performance, and then you may want to run a sponsored ad for that keyword as well. And so we make filtering that very simple, where again, I can look at keywords that meet all 3 of that criteria, all 3 of those match types, apply it, and then see the results. And I can already tell from some of the filtered keywords, we went from just over 4,000 to roughly 120. I can see these keywords are pretty hyper relevant, right? Hyaluronic acid, face serum, anti-aging serum. I get some branded keywords. I get some keywords that maybe have similar benefits but aren't a direct. So it's a really great way to back into the relevancy for my keyword. And that match type, that shorthand, is a really great way to look at density in a different way. Where are these boxes checked versus quantifying them through each one of these columns? It's a really powerful shorthand to be able to utilize that. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that filter so we can look at the raw results here. Again, that was 4,408 total keywords. Again, this lines up with our total and organic keyword results. But I guess that's one other really big thing that was missing with keyword research, beyond incorporating something like brand analytics or making rank density, making that very simple, is the ability to add in your ASIN. We know keyword research isn't a one-time activity. You don't just do it once and then a year, 2 years, 5 years, that ASIN remains untouched. Your keyword research there's no room to improve. Its potential is not realized. The fact of the matter is, especially with the diversity of Amazon ad products, the saturation, the competitiveness on Amazon, keywords are going to get more and more important over time. And so what we can do here with my ASIN is we can select a product to compare as part of our R2A results. And the product that we're going to pick is our ASIN. We want to see how are we performing relative to our top competitors, and that visibility at the keyword level. So this is my product here, this hyaluronic acid serum. I'm going to select it. It's going to add through my ASIN, the child ASINs, parent ASIN, all of that relevant data is going to be pulled in here, and we're going to have some additional columns to review the results. We want to really see as a snapshot, how are we doing for these highly visible competitors, and how are we doing again at sort of the keyword level, to know what we should be doing next. How do we make these this data actionable? Where again, whether it's tracking, are these keywords on my radar? Do I need to focus my ranking efforts? So it's going out, scouring those results, and folding in the results from my ASIN. So we can take a look at this breakdown here for my ASIN to get additional visibility. So we've run a reverse ASIN against our product here. We can see the total number of keywords, organic keywords. Now, again, you can compare this to your target ASINs. If you're running, let's say, what I call a heads up, where you're running one ASIN versus yours, you can, again, easily compare that. But we would expect a pretty sizable difference here for the total number of keywords compared to the target ASINs that we've searched. Total number of sponsored keywords, again, that we're running sponsored ads for, AIMSI report card results, and then brand analytics keywords. And for a single ASIN, that's pretty healthy. Now, keep in mind, brand analytics, it's about 1 million keywords a month that Amazon adds to brand analytics. It can dip, it can be 800,000, it can be 1.5 million, can really waver. But what's important for us is, again, to have a healthy amount of brand analytic keywords that we are ranking for our ASIN. Now, this next column is really where these insights, again, become actionable, because we're looking at opportunities. What can we do next with this data? So the total number of keyword opportunities is truly keywords we have opportunities to take some next steps on. And you can see from some of these subsequent rows how this is informing us how to do that. So the number of keywords that were within top 50 and tracking are 32. So we're winning these keywords and they're on our radar. Those are kind of what we would consider success, keywords that we're having success on. Those that were within top 50 and not tracking, it's a healthy number here. This is saying we're winning, but they're not on our radar. We're not actively tracking them. As you can guess intuitively, we need to get those keywords on our radar. We need to start tracking that performance. Outside top 50 and tracking, so underperformance, but they're on our radar. So again, this may be where we want to prioritize our ranking efforts, utilize some mini chat flows to start positively impact rank for those keywords. Outside top 50 and not tracking, these are sort of the worst case scenario where we're underperforming and they're not on our radar. But this result, this 3,705, is again looking at the total keyword opportunities. It's saying, okay, based on what my top competitors are doing with these keywords, how am I doing? How am I holding up? And what next steps do I need to be taking? Do I need to be running ranking efforts? Do I need to be tracking these keywords? And I can click filter these down, and I can take some of the next steps. So as I scroll down here, you're going to notice a few additional columns from our initial search results. We can see here in real time my ASIN keyword rank, this brand new column, where, as the name implies, we're looking at the keyword rank for our product. So I'm going to just sort this real quick to see if I have any keywords added. No, no worries. I can do that here right within R2A. So I can do that for that top result. I'm sure that there's probably not positively ranking. That may not be a better filter. Let me walk through these last two rows, and then I'm going to highlight some of these next few columns. Missing advertising. This again is just letting us know if we are not running a sponsored ad for a specific keyword. So that's a pretty healthy amount that, again, lets us know there may be opportunities on the PPC front for us to prioritize some of these keywords. And then not successful. You probably heard me use the word success. Again, is your ASIN ranking better than the best target ASIN? And again, as you can guess, are you beating your competitors at the keyword level? That is success for us as we're monitoring and running our keyword research. That's truly success, right? If you're beating your competition, you may not have as much work to do as if you're underwhelming, you're outside top 50, and you need to start prioritizing some of your ranking efforts from there. So I'm going to clear that filter. We can look at the fresh results here. I'm going to scroll down, and again we can see Serum, a good fitting but somewhat general keyword, the top keyword here. We've got search volume, number of competitors, brand analytics data. So it's in brand analytics. The average keyword rank across our target ASINs is 15. The best is 4. If we hover over it, we can actually see which ASIN that is. And then my ASIN keyword rank. This is pretty substantial underperformance. We're not even showing up for this keyword. So it's important that we take some next steps. If serum, which again, our product is a hyaluronic acid serum, is a high priority for us. And we have the density metrics here for each respective column. Augustus, as we touched on, 4 out of 8, we're getting close to a majority of our target ASINs ranking for that keyword. That is an indication of relevance, even though it's sort of assumed based on the keyword. There's validation of relevance here based on that rank density, based on all 3 match types being met. And then finally, my ASIN score. This, again, very similar to the columns and the rows that we looked at up above. This lets us know how we're doing and what we need to do next. And so ideally, very similar to BAS, we want our keywords to be stars. We intentionally came up with this acronym as a shorthand for you to think about what you should be doing for each respective keyword. So is a sponsored ad found for my ASIN? Am I running a sponsored ad for this keyword? Not at this time. It's grayed out, so you can see that from there. Am I tracking this keyword? Now, again, we can see, even though we're tracking, the performance is pretty abysmal, but we're meeting that low bar. Is it at least on our radar? And that's why that T is illuminated. And for A, is that keyword found in our AMZ report card results? Now, admittedly, this is a little bit tougher to impact. You kind of want to hit every other front to tell Amazon that this keyword should be relevant for your ASIN and show up in Amazon suggested results. This is really more visibility than I would say directly actionable. There's nothing you're going to do in the next day or two to force Amazon to say, okay, now this ASIN or this keyword will show up in the suggested data for this ASIN. We have my ASIN is ranked for a keyword. So again, we can see since we're outside top 300, that is not the case. It is not currently ranked. So that is an indication, again, where we want to start focusing some of our ranking efforts for a relevant keyword. And then finally, success. And essentially what this final S looks at for success is it takes my ASIN keyword rank and it says, are we beating the best keyword rank of those target ASINs? So ideally, we would be in the top 3 to meet success, to beat the best keyword rank for our target ASINs. And so if you have all 5 of these met, you're running a sponsored ad, you're tracking a keyword, you're showing up in suggested results, you're ranking for that keyword, and your ranking is beating the best keyword, you are in a really great and solid way in terms of performance at the keyword level. That's really, again, where we take this data and we sort of say, okay, what do we do with it next? What kind of steps should we be taking to ensure that we're truly successful with our keyword efforts, our ranking efforts, and actively tracking? It's really great that all these tools have keyword tracking and all this visibility, but you really need to have a pass-fail mentality when it comes to some of your most important keywords and keeping tabs on them ultimately. So what you can come in here and do, very similar to what we did for match type, is you can look at my ASIN score, and you can look at it either way. You can say, I want to know what keywords I'm meeting all of the criteria for, or what are the keywords that I'm just really crummy. I'm not meeting any, I'm not running a sponsored ad. I'm not tracking it. I need to do some heavy lifting here. So I've added my ASIN where none of that criteria is met. You can see again by the lack of illumination here on the my ASIN score side. And then maybe for rank density, I want to say 4 out of 8 is a healthy number. Roughly 50% of those target ASINs are ranking for a keyword. Maybe say 3 out of 8. And so I can come in here and start analyzing some of these keywords where my performance is really abysmal, but they are relevant for my product. Because again, we're saying top competitors, highly visible, winning in the space. What are they doing? What are they ranking for? And how does that look relative to my performance? So I see a few obvious ones in here. Best hyaluronic acid serum for face. Plenty of ranking here, still hanging in there in the brand analytics, but 7 out of 8 of my top competitors, and I am showing up nothing here in terms of my ASIN score. So how can I start to positively impact that? What if this is you and you've run your search and you see a highly relevant keyword showing up in your R2A? I want to start by adding that keyword to my keyword manager. I want to start tracking it. So I'm going to click. I can add it to my ASIN, which I ran the reverse ASIN search for. It's going to add it with a tag, so I know I ran R2A. It's going to date stamp it to today. I'm going to save that ASIN, and it's going to add it to my keyword manager. I'm going to start positively, again, impacting this stars, letting me be more proactive with the results of my keyword research. So that's going to be added to my keyword tracker. You can see added here. And boom, that's good to go. Now, Augustus, if you're doing this for the first time, you're doing your weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, you're coming in here and you're realizing, man, I'm not tracking any of these keywords. I'm missing a ton. There's a healthy amount of assumed relevancy. And I'm always going to err on the side of at least has to be on my radar. I don't want to be ignorant of my my keywords. I don't want to do this as a one-time thing and then sort of forget about these keywords. So what I can do is come in here, click on add keywords to my ASIN, and then do a bulk add. Now I could, of course, select all these keywords that I've filtered. Again, keeping in mind what I've looked at is those that don't have any indication here on the My ASIN score. We have a minimum of 3 out of 8 in terms of rank density. So I can select all and then save. Or I could just pick a select few as I'm reviewing some of these keywords and bring them over. I'm not as familiar with that term, so I'm going to switch out of that. Anti-aging face serum, best face serum. Definitely some relevant results there. I'm going to select them, save that to my ASIN, and then that's going to add them to my keyword tracker with that tag added for this ASIN.
Are there limits for keyword tracking? Is it depending on the plan people purchase of your software?
That's correct. Yep. Based on the plan level, if you're on the light plan, around 1,000 keywords that you're managing, starter, around 2,000 keywords. So I'm always a big fan. Usually that's the low-hanging fruit, is at least tracking your keywords. So maybe be thinking about moving up a plan as you're starting to utilize a feature like this a little bit more. But that's usually the low-hanging fruit. Get it on your radar so you know what you need to be doing next, and monitoring your performance at the keyword level. And there's all kinds of really cool ways of using these filters as well. So if I clear some of these filters that I've added, maybe you're wanting to look at best keyword rank in the top, let's say the top 20. So you're looking at your most visible competitors. You're sort of saying, okay, what are the keywords that they're just absolutely crushing it on? And then looking at your performance. Now, again, my ASIN is absolutely atrocious, so I've got a lot of work here to do. But I know, again, at minimum, I'm going to start tracking it. I'm going to start looking at my PPC, seeing if there's opportunities to run sponsored ads. Again, Amazon suggested we've got to impact all those other areas. We've got to tell Amazon through all the other signals, paid, organic, that we are relevant for that search term. I'm going to start impacting my rank. I'm going to start running mini chat flows, search, find, buy, optimize sales against that keyword. And then that's going to start positively impacting and getting our rank in a better place for any one keyword. So I like best keyword rank again, because that's saying what are the best doing the best in terms of their keywords, and more often than not, they are going to have slightly higher rank density. It's going to be a greater cluster of performance here across some of those target ASINs. If we come down, and what you'll notice is that we default sort by brand analytics. So the prioritization is always kind of baked into the cake. You always know, okay, what's the best data source? We can always prioritize by it. And in many ways, with some of the other filters we're doing, we're sort of sorting out relevancy and opportunities. Those are the two sort of variables that we're looking at that can complement brand analytics, because it's such a given, right? Where if there's billions of keywords out there, Amazon gives us 1 million, a relatively small scale month to month. And it's a prioritization. They give us literally the priority in terms of the search frequency rank. That can help let us know where we utilize those keywords, how they show up in our listing as we're building out our listing. or prioritizing on the PPC side of things as well. But it's pretty great. Augustus, again, big pain points we aim to resolve is access to brand analytics, incorporating brand analytics, looking at your ASIN. Often, again, sellers are doing keyword research in isolation. They're sort of doing it irrespective of about 50% of the equation. They're sort of saying, okay, I'm going to look at keywords. I'm going to look at other ASINs, or they're going to try to work around it by adding their ASIN to a search and not get the level of visibility that we're looking for, because that's where it becomes actionable. It's, instead of just data, it's telling us, okay, we're doing good, but we need to track. We need to start tracking and running more of our ranking efforts, and doing so again based on who's winning, who's crushing it in the space. So the spirit of a reverse ASIN is still there, but all the pain points, everything we saw that was like, aha, we found something that's missing. We incorporated it to where it's a very simplistic workflow. So as I mentioned, kind of the 5-minute keyword research is running your top competitors, is looking at a majority of rank density. If we come in here 4 out of 8, I'm going to apply that filter. And now we have assumed relevancy based on that rank density, and we have prioritization based on brand analytics. And then I come in here, and it's a healthy number of keywords. Don't get me wrong. Many times you'll get a substantial amount of keywords that is usually sufficient for kicking off your on-page optimization, organic optimization, building your list from there. And then again, hopping over to my ASIN score and seeing how you're doing. But you can see I got a lot of work to do with my ASIN. There's a lot of underperformance here, but ultimately I have the visibility. I can see that stark contrast of where I'm at, what my ASIN's doing. I'm not assuming, guessing, or unsure. I have ultimate visibility here for these keywords, and I know then what I need to start doing next. Pretty powerful stuff. A few other things to keep in mind. This will account for misspellings. You don't need another misspelling solution tool addition to your workflow process. Those are highly inefficient and absolutely not necessary. A9 will pick up if there's enough search against a keyword, it becomes a keyword itself. Amazon will autocorrect. There's not a need. So you'll see misspellings in here. You'll see multi-language. That's also factored in here as well. If a keyword gets enough search volume, Amazon's going to ensure that it is visible, results are presented, all of that is incorporated. It's a big reason I like to share this hyaluronic acid serum example. Again, I know this intimately from selling this type of product. You get every kind of weird way to spell this word, whether it's hydrolonic or hyaluronic. You get all kinds of different ways. But again, this is all factored in. Full visibility here into various misspellings. Hydrochloric, I mean, my goodness, you get all kinds of fun ways of spelling it, and seeing a little bit better performance here, seeing that density where, again, brand analytics, suggested data, sponsored data, healthy amount of rank density, still in brand analytics here again, but we've got some opportunities here, running a sponsored ad and positively impacting. We're in play here since we are creeping up on, we're within top 30 results, but we may want to prioritize our ranking efforts, getting those many chat flows configured and good to go, so you can run it from there. As you run a search, these filters are really fun, and we have additional filters for things like excluding words, adding words. When I was selling hyaluronic acid serum, I was selling various oils, so I would exclude certain words like oils, find other complementary products, ways that I could capture frequently bought together. So you can exclude and include words. You can look at simply keywords that are showing up in Amazon's choice. You get the badge and indication here for those target ASINs. If any of them are showing up with Amazon's choice, again, when you hover over them, you can see the ASIN. But another really cool way of kind of seeing where they're winning, where those top competitors are winning, is this again, an opportunity to capture a potentially indirectly relevant keyword that's not so much on the nose, but somebody who's maybe looking for, different ways of Botox for face, as an example. Beauty is such a fun category where people look for such exceptional results, but you may want to run a sponsored ad to kind of gauge performance for those types of keywords. really opens up some of the testing that you can do once you have some of the visibility. Very powerful stuff. So we're really excited about this. I guess just like I said, in terms of the seamless workflow, it's very beginner friendly. In terms of looking at rank density and brand analytics, that 5-10 minute, we know a lot of people that are really excited by that just because it has those pieces in there. But then all the other controls that you can put in. We've got accurate, specific number of competitors. There's no rounding off or guesses there, to where you can really dial in some of the data and then see where the opportunities lie.
Thank you very much, Troy. It's powerful. I hope that people will find the R2A tool useful for looking for the reverse ASIN. And those who are watching, check the links below to sign up for Seller.Tools. You will find the coupon code as well in the description. And thanks a lot, Troy, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
I hope you found this video useful, and as I mentioned earlier, if you want to try Seller.Tools, check the links below in the description. You will also find a discount code which you can apply during the registration. And also check other videos we do with Seller.Tools. So they have a lot of different useful features and tools in their Seller.Tools software, so check it out.